maybe at some point in the future, there will be something that happens that will make everyone believe. I think it was perhaps Stephen Hawking who said, in relation to aliens and extraterrestrials and other beings from other planets, whether in relation to whether or not it would be a peaceful visit or a peaceful first interaction, and he stated something along, and I'm paraphrasing obviously, something along the lines of, well, look what happens when any alien from another country visited a native species, a native people to that land. Look what happened to them. It was always violent, and perhaps that's what will happen if aliens happen to land on Earth. Perhaps it would be a violent interaction. I mean, maybe that's just a human thought, because that's what humans have done to native people in the past, unfortunately. But that's got to be a bit terrifying as well, I think, because that's some scary shit.
Look, we like to think that if an alien race can come from another planet, they have to have a higher intellect and a higher understanding, and you'd think that there would be of a higher mentality or a higher, at least a higher state, and just be a peaceful sort of concept instead of just going guns blazing and destroy everything.
Yeah, well,
but then it's hard not to think too that there could be other alien races that are like humans, who are curious but also want to have their own self gains and destroy worlds and take over, sort of thing. But whether we have come across the peaceful ones, I don't know. But then there's also theories that we're dealing with multiple races of aliens, like you get your reptilians and your Nibiru and your greys and all that sort of stuff there. Like, and there's people saying some of them are violent and some of them are just curious and want to keep experimenting on us. Like back in the day when you're getting abducted by aliens there, and you always get an anal probe and all that sort of stuff there. There's a big story back in the 90s.
Where does that come from? The anal probing. Why is it always anal probing?
I don't know.
Because it's like, okay, like what is there to discover from one's anus?
Oh, mate, I don't know.
Oh, I'm asking. I demand answers.
Fascinations with the ass. I'm not really sure, mate.
That's confronting. That's confronting. I mean, I don't know. It's a strange one, because it does really strike fear into people to say, like, listen, hey, if the aliens come, they're going to go for your asshole. I don't understand that. But yeah, take me through the different type of aliens people talk about, because you just mentioned reptilians. Now, as far as reptilians are concerned, I was talking to one of my mates, Toddy, a couple of weeks ago, and I've brung this up a couple of times in podcasts, and he often talks about a lot of fringe topics, conspiracy topics, and he said, mate, I was watching this video on the coronavirus, and I was like, oh, okay, and he said, mate, very interesting stuff what this guy had to say. I was like, who are you talking about? He said, David Icke. And I said, listen, I'm sure David Icke's got some interesting things to say, but he's also got some weird things to say about reptilians. Can you touch on the reptilian topic for us?
Not particularly on the reptilians. All I know is that they're reptile looking, and I have seen weird videos where they reckon the royal family is supposed to be reptilians. All the higher class, not high class, the high profile of the world. Yeah, are supposed to be controlled by reptilians, and they're all reptilians.
Governments run by them, all that type of stuff. Yeah,
that's pretty much it. And I'm like, I don't know. It's one of those things that I take lightly on. Like, I want to see facts in front of me instead of seeing a video on Facebook or YouTube and going, oh, this is all real. I was like, okay, look, give me some more information behind it, and I'll look into it, maybe think more into it.
Yep.
But just seeing videos in there, like, where they look around and their eyes change and go weird or something like that. It's like, well, you can have digital errors all the time when people are filming, like, a bit of a glitch in the film. So, because the cameras are focused on their eyes, and that, it could have just been a simple glitch in their eye or something. Maybe I think things too logically and not open-minded to these sort of things. I just, it's just one of those things that I just sort of take to a grain of salt and just, want things to progress before I go, yep, this is definitely true. I don't go open up saying, yep, this is it. This is what it is.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are, I think it's a seldom thought with people that they're open to that idea that possibly that could be happening, but chances are it's not. And I sort of think that's where I am too. I'm down the line of, okay, chances are there's not reptilians, and the Queen's not a reptilian, and all that type of shit. But
Yeah.
you know, stranger things have happened. Well, maybe not stranger things have happened, but you know, there are some strange things that happen, and maybe she is a little Komodo dragon or some shit. You know, like whatever. But I think it's important, as you said, to just take it all in and say, okay, maybe that's a bit bullshit, but maybe the truth lies somewhere. Maybe in this case, not in the middle. Maybe closer to the not being a reptilian, but. And of course, me saying that the Queen's not a reptilian immediately makes me a reptilian shill, and perhaps me being a reptilian as well. So whatever, maybe I am. Who knows? Who knows?
No,
But man,
you're doing well.
exactly.